Hey guys, so we are casting out into a totally new place today. Was thinking we might look for Duskies. I think we're at the right elevation, but as I got here, I'm pretty sure this is not the right habitat. But we're gonna cast out down this gated logging road and see if this meadow that I can see on the satellite holds birds. There's one right along the road. I think it was a swing and a miss. Didn't have but a hot second to shoot and threw some stuff. But that's encouraging. That was definitely a rough grouse. Well, we made it up high. I mean, what I thought was a meadow is essentially a clear cut. That should not surprise me. It just wasn't orderly on the map. It looked more open. This has some rocky outcroppings up here. I don't know, never been up this high in this part of the state before, so who knows what's up here. Cool looking spot. But it's pretty dry up here. And it looks like we got a trail system that's been established by cattle, so I don't know. They're not here now. Huh, well, what was that? What was it? I don't know, man. We're kind of taking a stab in the dark here. Whew. Well, we struck out in the open stuff, so we're gonna move back in this dense timber. There's an old logging road on top. Maybe that's where that rough grouse and the rest of his friends are hanging out. Even though we had pushed to upwards of 5,200 feet, we definitely were not in the right habitat for Duskies. There might have been one or two in that range, but they certainly weren't anywhere around where we were. We pushed deeper into the woods on the way out, where we had seen the rough grouse along the road on the way in, and Stellar did get one non-productive point and one wild flush that he put into a tree, but I could never find it. We decided that was enough torture for one day. So we bagged the rest of the trip, headed home, got on Onyx, and looked at the satellite imagery in hopes of making a plan for the following day. We're back at it again today. Literally just throwing a dart at the map, trying to get some Duskies found in new territory. So we went the other direction in the panhandle, and this looks a lot more promising than yesterday's hunt, but who knows? So we're gonna give it a whirl. We're at the right elevation anyway, and there's open fields and the right kind of trees, so stay tuned. The dogs have been birdie all over this hillside. I don't know if we're following a flock of turkeys, but they were birdie in there, and now they're birdie in here. They're not snapping on point, but their tails are just hustling. I'm not sure if they're just getting a bunch of new scent or what, but I feel like at any moment something's gonna pop out. I mean, again, I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, I know I'm looking for Duskies, but in terms of if I've chosen the right elevation or right habitat, I can't say for sure. I think given what I see, worst case scenario, we get tracked by a cougar or a pack of wolves. That's worst case. But, you know, kind of in terms of success, worst case scenario is we find some rough grouse. And then best case, we find some Duskies, a pile of them. That's why they call it hunting. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Well, we just crossed paths with a elderly gentleman who said he just had a stroke recently. Was out here just with his 1100 and no dogs and just going for a stroll. So he said he saw rough grouse, but did not any duskies. I think he was being straightforward with me. I mean, you gotta admit this looks like it's got potential. I don't know if we're gonna find him, but this has got to be where they want to hang out, right? Okay, so that was one, and it was in a tree. And I'm looking right into the freaking sun. Come up here. And he pitched out of here and was 150 yards away before I knew better. So that's a good sign. Do you have a buddy? I had Stellar at 65 and I just heard it beep, and Shine's on there at 42, so maybe we'll get lucky here. Easy. Yeah, here she comes. That a girl. Here, and give. I came around the corner and Stellar was on point and he was looking right in this tree, and I was thinking dusky all the way and then looking right in this, there's a little branch right here. He just flew out that way and Shine made a nice retrieve. Shine's just hanging out with me on the road. And Stellar's still working, but this stuff looks like it might hold a rough, but probably not very likely. Overall, I'd say it's been a success. We did find a dusky, evidence of another one, and then a fairly convincing point that suggested they were in the area. But this was a long walk back in there to get to the dusky habitat, and I don't know that I would come back in here again. What is Stellar up to? Who knows? I've seen evidence of turkeys, elk, bear, deer. Nothing looks super fresh, but they're around. My hunch is that this is not prime dusky habitat. We had to get out to the breaks of the river to start finding them. And while I do think they're probably around, I don't think they're in numbers that's going to make this a real hot spot to return to or anything like that. Stellar is looking up in the tree, so we got to go oblige him. You never know. So Stellar said there was a grouse in that tree, and he's convinced there still is. Did it go up in the tree? If it did, I do not see it. Is it still up there? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Man, these things are hard to get to go. Oh man, you're seeing some excellent pitching here. My fastball's, here he goes. He's looking like he's gonna take off. Come on. Come on, give. Nice dog. What a good dog. What a good dog. The hunt in general was more of an exploratory mission than actually a productive meat fest. So that's okay. We did see a dusky, so I guess in a sense that's sort of mission accomplished. I probably would not come back in here just to target those guys. I don't think there's enough of them to really make it a destination. So we will take the birds we got and file this away for a later date. I don't know if you guys got to see the big bull that was out there watching me shoot that grouse. He didn't quite know what to make of all that, but hope you guys enjoyed following along, even though there wasn't a whole lot to see over 7 miles. This is still better than a day at work. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys will subscribe, and we'll keep feeding you fresh hunting content as the season rolls on.